Wi-Fi design and installation. What do we usually start with? Right answer is a site survey. We need to walk the premises and understand what the client's location actually looks like. Is it a coffee shop, an office with 10 or 50 or 100 people? Do they have visitors? Is it a store that needs scanners, readers connected to the Wi-Fi? My name is Alex with Cover Connections. Let's get into those details. And that's just to start, because we also need to know how many devices will connect to each access point, how many Wi-Fi networks or SSIDs we need, what the building structure is like. Is it glass, concrete, drywall, thick drywall? What equipment the client prefers. Sometimes they want to stay with their main vendor like Meraki, Unifier, Fortinet, or they want to add something new like a Rocos or any other manufacturer. After collecting all that information, we need the floor plan and dimensions for the proper Wi-Fi planning. And do not forget, we have to record dimensions accurately, right? So we can scale the plan correctly. You don't want to mistake 1,000 square feet space for 5,000. That's not going to be an accurate estimation or a heat map. Now, there are a few options to plan a Wi-Fi heat map. We use Hamina. It's actually part of this cool vendor. We use that software to properly place access points on a map, and we're going to create one in a second. It shows where the access points are going to be located, how far coverage reaches, where the dead zones are, and how the signal is distributed across the spaces. So like I mentioned, after we gather all the important data, where we're working and how we should approach it, let's look at the example in our office. Our setup is fairly simple. We tie in our AP in our existing router, system ubiquity. So let's jump right into Hamina. So like I mentioned, after we gather all the important data where we are working and how we should approach it, let's take a look at our office. It's a very small office, but that's just a good example. Our setup is fairly simple. We tie our AP into our existing router system ubiquity. So let's jump right into Hamina. Here we are in a Hamina platform, and we create a project and upload floor plan. As you can see, our floor plan over here, it's we don't have like an official floor plan, but that's what I was able to sketch based on our information we have. You can see, you can view it in 3D, 2D. You can see we've set up a drywall. It's not a heavy drywall, just a normal drywall. We have like a main room, door. We have 2 small rooms and a restroom. So next thing would be place a device. We put an access point. We're going to choose what device, Wi-Fi, technology Wi-Fi, access point. We have tons of options over here, and like I said, we can choose even Meraki. Let's choose like any and place it here. Here we have a connection, and we can drag it and move it in a different direction and see how much it affects. Like I said, this setup is a little bit different because our office is not that big. So honestly, you could pretty much eyeball it, put it like in the center, and most of the access points will do the job. Here we have even a channel selection. So for 2.5 gigahertz, we use channel 1, for 552, and 69 for 6 gigahertz. So let's delete this one because we're actually gonna use ubiquity. Then we have a selection of actual model. We have U7 Pro. We're gonna put it somewhere in here, and here we see it perfectly covers everything. It gives a suggestion of what kind of channels there should be. We can adjust the ceiling height. We can place 2 access points. And as you can see, it doesn't really change that much. That's why we have to plan properly, right? We don't need like the best connectivity in our restroom. So let's see. Let's try a different model. Just and we're gonna delete that. So if we were to place it over here in my office, I wouldn't really have much of a good connection. You see the percentage, how good it is based on this. If we go back to our setup, which is U7 Pro, we placed it relatively over here, and that's our setup. So we should have like a pretty decent coverage. Like I said, it's very important to estimate that because it's not every single access point is the same. We saw even with the same manufacturer, different model, different specs, and different quality of signal, or perhaps strength of signal. So after we design it, we can, with this app, actually it's pretty nice because we can place a switch and have a route for our cable, and design that for you. So next thing would be a implementation. We're gonna install it, install a cable, install an access point, set up a SSID. The difference is that for the SSIDs, people say, oh, it's like a Wi-Fi. Well, you want to separate it into your main Wi-Fi for your use and then for clients, because you don't want to mix the data between them. You want to make sure it's nice and secure. So let's get to implementation, and let's actually use this device right here. It's a Nomad device that we use with Hamina. It analyzes your strength of the signal, and we can verify that this map actually shows what it should have been. And also, if you already have existing system and it needs some adjustments or it doesn't work as good, we can use that as well to make sure we have a right data, and we can adjust it accordingly. Here we have this device. Pretty much it's as simple as that. You put it on, you turn it on, you see that flashing. Next thing would be choosing the right cable port, which is over here, and we're gonna plug it into our iOS device. So here we have a Hamina Nomad device that is connected to the phone, so we can measure accurately the speeds and strength of the signal. Here you have it connected. It has a live view of 2.4 gigahertz, 5 and 6. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our project. I like to point survey, but we can choose many options. There's a line survey, continuous survey. Really like points, so we're gonna stand next to the door. That's where I'm at, and that's where I'm on the map, and I record a signal strength. All right, so what we have here is pretty good signal. Then we're gonna move on to the next corner. We don't have really that big of an office, but here I stand and I press another record. And that's how we get a heat map, right? Let's go, for example, outside and take a look how that's gonna be look like. We go outside, it's already outside of the door, so let's place a approximate location where we at, right here. So here we have a decent still signal. Let's go a little bit further out. Yep, so on the map we see like what's the most strong internet or Wi-Fi connection, and to the weakest. I mean, because again, our office is so small, we really have a good internet connection throughout, and outside we have a very good range, but that's not the case for everyone. Here's our Hamina, and that's how we do the site survey after installation or even before. So a few conclusions. Always plan coverage with focus on what's important, where people actually work and where the devices actually connect. Don't just jam APs everywhere you want. More APs does not mean better Wi-Fi. Tune channels unless you have a system with a real good auto balancer. And please never buy Costco or Best Buy mesh system thinking that it will be enterprise Wi-Fi. They don't work the way people think. They say 5,000 square feet coverage. That's not how it works. Their purpose is to extend coverage by repeating signal, but each hop typically reduces performance. So no, you can't just keep extending them in a line as expected. You should, even if you place it, you should place it in the center, in the middle of the building, and extend outwards from the center, which usually it's not the case. Usually you have your IT equipment somewhere in the corner of your property. If you want help designing or fixing your Wi-Fi, or you have questions, email us at contact@coverconnections.com. By the way, promo, use Cover Connections YouTube for a free plan for the first 25 people.